Vera Englund, Central Bureau.
Oh, you're Agent England. Sorry for shouting at you. I'm Gabriel.
Apology accepted. Now, brief me, please.
Certainly, ma'am. The victim is Carl Oscarson, age 33, stabbed to death by an unknown assailant. He worked here as a carpenter and was found early this morning by a coworker who's sitting over there by the window.
Got it.
Sorry about the state of the crime scene. We're not used to this sort of thing.
Evidently. This entire room should have been evacuated. Staying clear of the body would have decreased the risk of contaminating evidence.
Yeah, maybe we should have established a wider perimeter.
Yes, I would highly advise that for next time.
Got it. I'll strive to do better in the future.
Good to hear. Now, give me a second while I examine the body.
Sure, I'll be here. So, is this where you use your X-ray vision?
My what?
Come on, you have to be aware of the rumors. How agents like you are supposed to be equipped with some kind of advanced cybernetics.
The Central Bureau has a strict no-comment policy on those types of inquiries.
I bet it does. Well, let's carry on.
My picture of Alex. I miss him. The reason I'm here. I need to gather as much evidence as possible and try to get some kind of lead on the killer. Carl Oscarson, murdered at age 33. He had a job as a carpenter in the Nordson Workshop Hall. Gabriel seems like a straight shooter. A competent, no-bullshit cop. Alright, we've got multiple knife-sized stab wounds to the chest. I don't see a murder weapon, so I take it none was found at the scene?
That's right. All knives and sharp tools in the building have been accounted for, too.
It looks like the victim was attacked directly from the front. I don't see any major defense wounds, so this was either a surprise attack, or the victim knew the perpetrator. What about any potential suspects, Constable? Did Carl have enemies?
None as far as we know. He seemed to be well liked among the guys here, but the man who found him might know more.
There was a photo in his chest pocket. It's a bloody photograph of Carl and a young woman, taken fairly recently by the look of it. He's holding hands with the woman, but I can't discern her face. Too much damage to the photo. She's wearing a brass necklace. Could be relevant. Postmortem, huh? That would suggest that he likely only touched the body after death. Looks pre-collapse, basically a glorified corner lamp. There's a coin slot on the side with a coin stuck in it. I can probably pull it out using some extra strength. Got the coin. It's an old pre-collapse coin. No one would accept it as payment today. A row of personal lockers for the workers here. Not sure which one belongs to Carl. A row of personal lockers. My service pistol. It fires conventional projectiles using magnetic propulsion. It's loaded with 600 rounds of compressed alloy ammunition. The battery is the limiting factor, lasting for about 80 shots in quick succession. Gabriel.
Yeah?
Hey, do you know which one of these lockers belongs to the victim?
I don't know. Try asking that guy over there.
Okay, that's all I need for now.
Very well, Agent.
I hate to start things off like this, but your hands are bloody and a man is lying dead over there. You understand how it looks, right?
Wait, what? Yes, it's his blood, but I just got some of it on me when I turned him over.
Okay, so why were you even touching the body? You should have notified the police immediately.
I just didn't realize he was dead at first. I thought he just hurt himself or something.
Okay. Let's move on to some other questions.
Fine, I have nothing to hide.
Why don't you tell me about what happened this morning?
Okay. I get up early from my morning smoke. I keep my smokes in my locker, so I came in here. I saw Carl lying in the corner. It was still kind of dark, so I thought he'd fallen and hurt himself. I ran over to him. That's when I noticed the blood, and I guess I was kind of in shock, so I tried to stop the bleeding, but then I felt how cold he was. I yelled for help. The guys came running, and then Josef, our foreman, sent someone to go get the police.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Carl alive?
Late last night, around midnight. He stayed up with us playing cards, which is unusual.
Unusual? How so?
Well, it was rare for Carl to stick around in the evenings. He usually went out by himself.
Oh. Do you know where he used to go?
No idea. He didn't talk much about that. Maybe he went to the canteen to meet some friends. Anyway, Carl seemed a bit anxious last night. He seemed distracted.
Got it. Thanks for the info. Hey, do you know which one of these lockers belongs to Carl?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Really? You sure about that?
Oh, fine. It's the second one from the left.
Good. I'll check it out. Is there an extra key for it somewhere?
I don't think so. As far as I know, Carl had the only one.
Have a look at this picture. Do you know who the woman is?
Yeah, that's just some old girlfriend of Carl's from ages ago.
Is that so? It doesn't look that old. At least Carl looks about the same.
Guess the guy aged well. Any other questions?
You should know that it would not serve your best interests to hide information from me. By refusing to cooperate, you'll force me to escalate the situation with a formal interrogation at the police station. None of that is necessary. I'm only interested in finding Carl's murderer.
I'm sorry. I gave him a promise. The lady in the photo, Carl is still seeing her. Well, was, I suppose.
Why wouldn't you tell me that from the beginning?
It was a secret. Carl said they would both get in trouble if anybody knew.
Why would they get into trouble? An affair?
I didn't ask, but yeah, it could be.
All right. Tell me everything you know about this woman.
Carl said she lived somewhere north of town, but that's all I know.
Okay, I believe you. What's your opinion on the policeman over there?
Gabriel is a good man. He's been a cop in Nordsund for quite a while.
Can you tell me a little bit about Carl?
Sure. I've known him since I started working here 4 years ago. We instantly hit it off. He had a great sense of humor. He used to be so cheerful, you know? Always kidding around, always with a smile on his face. But then about a year ago, something happened. He became absent-minded and humorless. I know people can change, but this came seemingly from nowhere.
Huh. What do you think caused this shift?
I'm not sure, but maybe something to do with his secret relationship? Perhaps all that secrecy started to take its toll on him.
I don't think he'd be interested in that. No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone. That's enough questions for now.
Okay.
The reason I'm here. I wonder who this woman is and what her connection is to the murders. Locked. Doesn't look incredibly strong, though. I might be able to get it open with enough force.
Geez, try not to wreck the place.
No reason for alarm. I just needed to get this locker open. I could go and follow up on the Saffron lead now, but I should check out the dormitory first. There was a piece of paper in one of the inner pockets. I could go and follow up on the Saffron lead now, but I should check out the dormitory first. A pair of large boots with dirt under them. The note looks like it was written by a woman. It reads, "Hi, Doofus. You're registered now. Go try it out. Remember how you totally flipped the day I first came to Nordsund? Kisses." A few more questions, if I may? Not while we're talking. That's enough questions for now.
Okay.
A few more questions, if I may? Do you know anything about saffron plants?
Nope. I know we grow them in Nordsund, but that's it.
That's enough questions for now.
Okay.
Gabriel,
Yeah?
do you know anything about saffron plants?
I know we grow them here in Nordsund, but I'm not sure exactly where. We have vegetables all over.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Not much to tell. I grew up here in Nordsund, and all my family is here. The commissary is my uncle. He's always been the one who encouraged me to become a policeman.
So, how long have you been a cop?
8 years now.
Wow, 8? Must have started young.
Yep, started as a trainee at age 16.
I see. Do you know anything about a woman who was seeing Carl?
I'm afraid not. I didn't know Carl myself.
I found this in Carl's coat. What do you make of it?
Not sure. But it's a bit strange that the person who wrote this couldn't just tell him face to face.
Maybe they didn't want to risk being seen together, or the note's author needed to leave in a hurry.
Yeah, could be.
Do you know who the woman in this photo is?
Too hard to tell. Sorry.
I don't think he'd be interested in that. No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone. Okay, that's all I need for now.
Very well, Agent.
Hey, I'm gonna go check out the dorm. Where's Carl's bed?
Turn left and then go straight. I left the light on so it'd be easy for you to find.
Gotcha. Be right back. Dirty laundry. Smells like machine oil. Both beds look recently used. Huh. Odd place for a ventilation duct. Clean clothes and sheets. Nothing interesting. Pens and paper. Nothing out of the ordinary. Huh. There are a lot of prints around a panel on the air duct. The panel is screwed on tight. I'll need some way of getting it loose. I already searched that. I've looked there already. There was a small key hidden inside the duct. I think I'm almost done here. I should just talk to Gabriel before I go. A small, unique-looking key. A few more questions, if I may? Any idea of what this key opens?
Nope, haven't seen a key like that before.
That's enough questions for now.
Okay.
Hey, I think I'm done here.
Oh, okay. Mind sharing your findings?
It seems like the murder could be tied to a secret relationship Carl had with a woman. But I'm leaving all options open.
Sounds reasonable. Do you have a lead to follow up on?
Yes, I have reason to believe that Carl recently passed through an area with saffron plants somewhere in Nordsund. Maybe I can correlate that with Carl's movements to the north of town when seeing that woman.
Good. Meanwhile, we'll transport the body to the morgue and have an autopsy performed as soon as possible. Do you want us to keep the area sealed off?
No need. I'm done here and won't come back. You can let the men get back to work.
Very well. I'll let them know.
By the way, how do I get to the police station from here?
Just head straight east outside. You'll see it.
Got it. See you later. Hey, what's happening here?
Bit of an electrical problem with some fallen power lines. It's being taken care of, but it'll be a while.
So I can't enter the museum?
Well, you can, but only if electrocution is something you enjoy during working hours.
What caused it? Did someone mess up, or was there some kind of environmental damage?
Oh, we've had a windy week. An old tree fell down and ripped down a major power line. It's in a tricky spot, and due to how the grid is built up, I can't cut the power safely without affecting half the town.
Sounds like a flawed design. Is that typical for electrical grids these days?
Not really. This power grid is quite old, constructed shortly after the collapse. That meant they had to improvise. They couldn't just clone existing power systems at the time, since those were reliant on service robots with negligible safety concerns. So yeah, now I'm paying the price. The whole thing is riddled with hacks and workarounds, each one more dangerous than the next.
I see. I don't envy such a hazardous work environment. How long will it take you to fix?
Hard to say, but it should be done by tomorrow morning.
All right, thanks. Hello, Deputy. What are you guarding?
The residence of the first murder victim. The commissary told me to direct you to his office before going upstairs.
I see. I'll go find him and come back later then.
Sounds good, Agent.
I don't need to go down to the ground right now. Looks like an old hovercraft. Doesn't look like I can enter the museum. All right, so this is the town square. That building with the emblem must be the police station.
Weekend's coming up. Great, huh?
Looks like you've got a head start.
All shoes repaired, all coats patched up. That's when you call it a day. Finish your work fast and you get the best food rations. Oldest trick in the book.
I get it. Well, enjoy your time off.
Gotta rest my mind, stranger. The long weekend shift ahead of me.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your time off. Robot? Drilling machine? Space rocket? I have no idea, honestly. Looks like an old filing cabinet. Not sure what it's used for. Looks like it's filled with different kinds of spare parts. Various handbooks for the typical day-to-day stuff. A neat stack of plates. Matching cutlery is nowhere to be seen. A few identical coffee cups. They don't look quite as clean as they should be. 3 plastic trays. Good number. I think they deliver groceries through there. Hey, I'm Vera Englund, Special Agent.
Oh, I heard about you. I'm Rolf, the plant master of Nordson.
A plant master? What's that?
A foreman of sorts. I oversee a team of gardeners who tend to our shared crops.
Got it. I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
Sure, go right ahead.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
Not really. But like many other people, we had some contact in our work.
Okay. What was your impression of him?
Nice guy. Too nice. I'd even go so far as to call him gullible. Wouldn't be surprised if that's what got him killed.
That's so. You think he trusted the wrong person?
I'm just thinking out loud here. But yeah, it wouldn't be a shocker.
What's your opinion on Gabriel?
The cop? Can't say I enjoy his company. Last time we met, he gave me a couple of nasty bruises.
Resisting arrest?
That'd certainly be how he'd justify it.
Do you know who these people are?
Damn, that's bloody. Looks like Carl Oscarson, but I couldn't say who the woman is.
Any idea of what this opens?
Not a clue.
I'm trying to find a woman that Carl Oscarson was involved with. Know anything about that?
No, I don't stay updated on gossip like that.
What do you make of this?
Not sure, but about the first day I came to Nordson, I think the police have records of when people come and go.
Ah, might be worth a follow-up. Thanks. What do you know about the murder of Carl Oscarson?
Almost nothing. I just heard half an hour ago. Damn shame.
Do you happen to know where saffron is grown in Nordson?
Perhaps, perhaps. What would this gentleman have to gain from that piece of information?
This behavior suggests that you are a hustler, one with scruples and low supply. Cooperating would make sure your business is left alone.
Reading you loud and clear, officer.
It's agent, or special agent, not officer. That's a police rank.
Whatever you say, agent. Now, two places come to mind. The greenhouses to the south, and a few crops near Mimir Road.
Mimir Road, where's that?
North of the town square. Look for two large farming robots standing around.
All right, got it. Okay, that's all I need.
Alrighty, see you around.
Nice and shiny. I can even see my reflection in it.
I'm surprised the Bureau got their thumb out of their ass. It's not like they could find Nordson on a map.
I, for one, am grateful for the help. From what I hear, the person they sent is young, but quite capable.
Optimistic as always, eh, Kurt? I guess we'll see. Agent Englund, we've been expecting you.
Councilwoman, I was told you'd be my bureau contact here.
That's correct. I'm Stina Ruth, and this here is Kurt Anderson, police commissary.
Welcome, Agent. Enjoy your trip to the middle of nowhere?
It was a bit bumpy, and way longer than I expected.
Yeah, the train has seen better days. You'll find your luggage in your quarters, just through the door behind me.
Thanks. I'll check it out later.
So, you were probably confused as hell when we sent you straight to a crime scene, right?
Kind of. I thought I was supposed to investigate a murder from last week.
You were. but unfortunately a second killing required your urgent attention. I assume there are some Bureau procedures before I brief Agent England about the situation?
Yes. Why don't you head to your office, and I'll send this youngling on her merry way when we're done.
Very well. It was a pleasure to meet you, Agent.
Likewise. I'm a bit confused here. Who do I report to?
Only to me as overseer of this district. The local police are at your disposal since they're legally required to aid you in the investigation.
Got it. How would you like me to share my findings with you?
Face to face, in the evenings. The balcony inside the local canteen is a good place to meet.
Okay. I think I have what I need then. I'll go talk to the commissary.
Good. We'll catch up later. Oh, but I have to ask. Tell me, how was it for you?
What do you mean?
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. We've both done it.
Oh, you mean the augmentation? The nanofluid injection?
Sticking to the boring scientific terms, aren't we? Back in my time, we used to just call it taking the blue. Come on, let this old lady live a little. Tell me, how was your first kiss with the blue?
A sense of enlightenment and acute awareness washed over me. A crystal clear lucidity I had never felt before.
I remember that moment like it was yesterday. What I wouldn't give to feel like that again. No side effects, I hope? We wouldn't want you to get compromised in dangerous situations.
Not yet, but I know what to look out for. Mild hallucinations, nightmares, burning sensations in the limbs, the occasional migraine. Things like that.
Yeah, that covers the usual suspects. All right, I think you're good to go then. We shouldn't keep the commissary waiting.
Anderson appears to be a decent chief of police, but I don't know him well enough to tell for sure. Stina Ruth, ex-agent, and the designated overseer of Nordsund. I think I can learn a lot from her. My next stop. Carl went there recently, presumably to meet that woman he was seeing. It's a map of Nordsund. Looks like the center of the disk is hollow. Curious.
All right, Agent. Would you like me to brief you about the first murder?
Yes, please.
Maya Strand, 41 years old, the caretaker of the Nordsund Museum. She was found by the janitor on the floor near the exhibits early last Wednesday. Just like Carl, she was stabbed. No witnesses, no evidence. Killer practically a ghost. No signs of a forced entry, so either the entrance was open or she let him in herself.
What about her residence? Anything out of the ordinary in there?
Nothing, as far as we could tell. But we left the place as we found it if you want to have a look. She lived upstairs from the museum.
Noted. The crime scene is no longer intact, though, correct?
Afraid so. The museum is important to Nordsund, so we had the place cleaned out pretty quickly.
Right. But now that I'm here, I'll assume that you'll check with me before clearing out any future crime scenes.
Yeah. Can I just...
Yes, Commissary.
We're a pretty tight-knit community here, and we try to work together to overcome our problems. Just relax a bit with your superior jurisdiction and big city jargon, okay?
Oh, I'll relax when we've caught this killer. Until then, I'm gonna focus on doing my job. One more thing. I'd like to see Maya's body, if that's possible.
Of course. We brought it out of the freezer this morning. You'll find it in the morgue, over at the clinic. Dr. Pearson, our physician, is awaiting your arrival.
Good. I'll head there when we're done. What do you know about the murder in the locker room over at the workshop hall?
Not much. As you know, the murder happened shortly before you arrived, so I'm leaving the matter in your capable hands.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
I wouldn't say so. He and my son were playmates as children, but they grew apart in their teens. Haven't talked to Carl myself for many years.
What do you think of Gabriel?
My nephew is a fine officer. He's a law and order kind of person. Stern, but fair.
Oh, law enforcement runs in the family.
I wish, but so far, Gabriel and I are the only ones. I've been trying to get my son to join the force for years. All he cares about is girls and fishing. Suppose it could be worse. At least he brings home a fresh trout every now and then.
I'm looking for a young woman connected to the second victim, Carl.
All right. What do you know about her?
All I have is a picture of her that I found on Carl, but it's damaged and her face can't be clearly seen.
Tricky. If you had any kind of personal information, like an address, you could look her up in our records. They're in the drawers behind me.
Noted. I'll get back to you about this if I learn more. Do you know who the woman in this picture is?
No idea, sorry.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Me? Oh, I've been doing this job for 15 years now. I took over when the previous commissary died. I'm married with 3 children. Anita, my youngest, is off studying science in the city now. We're counting the days to Christmas when she comes back to visit.
What's your opinion on Stina Ruth?
I respect her. She's a competent politician. She gets things done, unlike some of the other people on the council. Sure, she has a temper, and she's not the most tactful person, but she calls out bullshit when she sees it. When I'm right, she has my back, and when I'm wrong, well, she won't let me revel in my sweet ignorance for long.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Not at all. Museums aren't my cup of tea. I prefer to not dwell on the past.
What do you know about the murder in the locker?
Not much. As you know,
Could you refresh my memory about the...
Maya Strand, 40, just like no sign.
What about her...
Nothing.
Noted.
Afraid.
I don't need to ask him about that. I'm looking for...
All right.
All I... No. What do you make of this?
Not sure. But if you need to know when somebody came to town, I'd suggest looking in the...
Right. Any idea of what this opens?
Nope. Not a clue.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
Looks like a logbook. Maybe Anderson records his daily work there. Looks like a just lots of... A collection of what seems to... A small local greenhouse. A typical site in Nordson, it seems. I guess Anderson has a colleague. Maya Strand, age 41, was the first murder victim and the superintendent of the Nordson Museum. Maya, the first murder victim, was brutally stabbed to death in the Nordson Museum by an unknown attacker. I should go examine her body in the morgue. The window offers a view over a street that connects to the town square. Looks purely decorative. There's the bottle of molding resin here. Might be useful. A bottle of molding resin. I can use this to cast different shapes. It might also work as a glue. Maybe later. I'm not that hungry. Doesn't appear to be functional. There's not even a switch or anything. Nice big lemon. Small miracle to see it grow to that size under these conditions. Unmanned. Makes sense with no people in here. Empty. Probably for opening the cells. I don't need to mess with that. A bottle of mold. That action does. Damn good coffee. Low maintenance. My kind of plant. Hi there.
Hello.
Thought I'd introduce myself, since I'll be coming here a lot. I'm Agent Englund, Central Bureau.
Oh, nice to meet you. It's a relief to have you here. We're all shook by these recent killings. Sure, the doctor's excited, but even his morbid curiosity has limits, you know. After all, we mostly treat coughs and the occasional broken limb here.
I get it. I'll do my best to help. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to go to the morgue. Where's that?
Down the stairs on your left.
Great, thanks.
I hope you can help the...
A list of admitted patients. I don't recognize any of the names. I'm guessing those contain patient files and such. It's a map of the clinic layout. Healthy-looking plant.
Don't worry, Maya. You'll be put to rest soon. I know. Sorry about the delay. I was needed urgently out of town. Oh, hello there. Me and this old gal have been expecting you.
talkative, is she?
Oh, no doubt. The dead have a lot to say, you know. Sometimes more so than the living.
Is that so?
The living are fickle and prone to deceit. Once dead, we can't hide things anymore. Not from me, at least.
That's why we need ways to tell what someone is hiding.
I suppose. Psychology isn't really my field of expertise.
That's fine. You can leave that part to me. Now, I'd like to ask some questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
What can you tell me about yourself, Doctor?
Oh, me? I suppose I would qualify as a workaholic. Most of my time is spent here.
So how long have you been practicing medicine?
Must be 16 years now, I believe.
Huh. And you're the only doctor in Nordsund?
Yes, but we have good relations with the other settlements. We collaborate and pool resources when necessary.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Not really, but I enjoyed listening to the occasional lecture of hers at the museum. She had quite an intellect, that woman.
So she wasn't a patient of yours?
Oh, she was, but that's all confidential, so I can't say much about it.
I understand, but anything you can share would help.
Well, during the autopsy, I noticed that she was unusually worn and feeble for her age.
Okay. And what does that tell us?
For one thing, that she would have needed help with the more physically demanding tasks of the museum.
Got it. Thanks. What do you think of Stina Ruth, the councilwoman?
She can be quite an unpleasant woman. I can't say I've enjoyed my few interactions with her.
What do you think of Commissary Anderson?
I think he does a fine job. He's been instrumental in making sure that I can work under such good conditions.
Yeah, this place is surprisingly well equipped. Definitely on par with our facilities in the city. What are your conclusions about Maya's murder?
Most obvious first. The cause of death is acute blood loss due to the multiple stab wounds to the chest and stomach, 2 of which were lethal. The murder weapon is a mid-sized blade, likely a knife of some kind. There are some defense wounds on her arms, so the victim likely tried to shield herself against her assailant. I couldn't recover any biological traces of the murderer. There's no blood on her that isn't hers, or any traces of skin under her nails. This makes me suspect that the killer likely wore protective clothing and gloves. The time of death was roughly 2300 hours last Tuesday, 5 days ago today.
Any theories on Carl's murder?
Not yet. I'll need to see the body first.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
No. When I heard he was murdered, I didn't even recognize his name. I had to check my records to realize that I've treated him. To be fair, I've had many patients. But he must have been cursed with one of those awfully forgettable faces.
All right. Anything out of the ordinary in his medical history?
Sorry. Can't go into detail. Doctor-patient confidentiality, you know?
Keep it vague, then.
Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I doubt you'd learn much from his file.
Noted. Thanks. What do you think of Gabriel?
Your average policeman. I have no strong opinion about him one way or the other.
Do you recognize this couple?
The man is clearly the second victim, Carl. As for the woman, it's too hard to tell given the damage to the photo.
I'm looking for a young woman connected to the second victim, Carl.
I can't help with that. I didn't know Carl on a personal level.
What do you make of this?
The handwriting looks feminine, but I'm not sure what to make of the contents.
Do you know what this opens?
Not a clue. But it looks like a one-of-a-kind key.
Ever use something like this?
I haven't, no.
That's enough questions for now.
Okie dokie. Oh, one last thing. I've been told that the second body is on its way here. If you come back later today, I should be able to tell you something about it.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Multiple stab wounds, sizes approximately the same as the other body. I'd say the MO looks similar to the other murder. I had some more things to ask.
Shoot.
Not while we're talking. That's enough questions for now.
Okie dokie.
That action doesn't seem productive to me. That combination makes no sense. Multiple stab. Appears to be a small crematory. This might be useful. A razor-sharp surgical scalpel. I suppose that's where the... One last waiting room. I had some more things to ask.
Shoot.
I shouldn't show him that. That's enough questions for now.
Okie dokie.
I think that's for collecting the ashes after a cremation. Dr. Pearson seems competent, but he's definitely got some quirks. Maya Strand, 8. Maya, the first murder victim, was brutally stabbed to death in the Nordson Museum by an unknown attacker. Various medical supplies. Looks like no patient is admitted at the moment. I don't need any water right now. An old pre-collapse monitor, probably not connected to anything. Unused bandages would come in handy in a pinch. Unused band. It's filled with cannulas, those little needle things used to connect an IV. I don't think I need one right now. A portable medical kit with all the essentials. An old freight elevator. Locked. Doesn't fit.
I hope you can help the doctor.
I don't have any business. Sounds like a class is in progress.
But what happens if you do it anyway?
Then policemen or women will come and arrest you.
Whoa. Harsh.
It's the law. We mustn't make things that can think for themselves.
But my parents created me, and I can think for myself. Did they break the law?
You make a good point, Alicia, but that's quite different.
Different how? I don't get why it's more dangerous to create a thinking machine than a thinking person.
You think too much, Allie.
No, that's good. You should always ask questions like these.
All right, Maya's place. Let's see if I can find any clues in here. Nice collection of mushrooms. Looks like the edible kind. Looks like a hard and uncomfortable chair. Wouldn't risk falling asleep on the job in that one. Some old pre-collapse gadgets, probably for the museum. Some kind of airtight container. It's labeled nutrients. It's a sketch of a museum exhibition of some kind. It's titled Path of the Pilgrim. I have no clue what this thing does, but it looks like it could have something to do with processing samples. Doesn't appear to have power. Just as well. I wouldn't know how to make heads or tails of it anyway. A trophy in the shape of a robotic arm with a plaque. Winner of the 2041 Annual Nordstrom Awards, Sebastian Strand. An old relative of Maya's. Looks like various plant samples. Not sure what kind of plants those are. Maybe medicinal? Doesn't look like vegetables anyway. Not sure what kind. This crude bed looks regularly used. Oddly dense cluster of prints on the corner of this panel here. A hidden safe. Locked, unfortunately, but there's the keyhole. It's a fit. Huh. Since this key was hidden by Carl, it looks like we have a clear connection between the two victims. Let's have a look. A few bags of rare seeds, a bar of platinum, some coins, and a book. The book looks important. I'll take it. Maya must have hidden it here for a good reason. I already searched that. The title is The Conduit Codex. Now, wait a minute. This can't be the Conduit, can it? Those crazy zealots trying to resurrect AI? I think this case just got a lot more complicated. There was a written piece of paper used as a bookmark. I put it aside. Let's have a look in the book. This was used as a bookmark in the book I found in Maya's safe. It reads, Consul PW, think new Katerina. I already... Doesn't appear... Some kind of air... Nice color... This crude... That combination... Doesn't look like... Looks like an... So, the murder victims were likely conduit members. If that's true, their activities must be somehow connected to the killings. I don't have any business. And anatomically correct, gentlemen.
A need, a guilty pleasure, something frightening.
Excuse me?
Humor me. I need some inspiration for my poem.
Oh, I get it. What was it again?
A need, a guilty pleasure, something frightening.
Order. Sorting my notes. Chaos.
Thank you.
So, you have a poem for me now?
I'll need some time. Come find me later.
Nice, soothing sounds.
Howdy, Pilgrim, and welcome to Walter's Bot Emporium. Novelty bionics, pet androids, robotic companions, we've got them all.
Hi there. I'm Special Agent Vera Anglin.
Ooh, here to solve the murders, right? What? Did Pop spill some oil when he lubed my joints this morning? I told you to keep my chassis clean in case of chicks.
For crying out loud, Nissa, just let the police lady ask her questions.
Oh, great. A ventriloquist act.
Oh, no, she's on to us. Fine, you caught me. The man with the blue hat is just a puppet that I'm cunningly controlling with a set of strings.
That's a gosh darn lie. I'm fully steam-powered.
This is inappropriate behavior, citizen. I have some questions about the recent murders.
Sure thing, officer. Just keep in mind that all of these are just harmless automatons. There's no real CPUs or nothing around here.
I'm not here to report illicit technology. I'm just interested in the killings.
All right, then shoot. Ask away.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
Yeah, friendly guy. Came here buying spare parts every now and then.
Spare parts? Like what?
All sorts. Filters, tubes, nuts and bolts, various electrical gizmos.
Any idea of what the parts were for?
Couldn't say, but I'm pretty sure whatever it was, it had fluid in it. Maybe a water filtering system, a pump, something like that.
All those parts laying around, but do I ever get a working left arm, Pops? No, you'd rather let some carpenter assemble a goddamn aquarium.
I could replace Mr. Limpy with a water gun if you prefer.
Man, soon you'll even let the kids paint a clown face on me again.
With a water gun for an arm, at least you could spray yourself clean afterwards.
What's your opinion on Gabriel, the policeman?
He's an asshole. That's what.
Nyssa thinks that guy is robophobic. Don't ask.
Do you recognize this young couple?
Just the man, Carl Oscarson. Can't see who his lady friend is.
Do you know anything about a woman who is seeing Carl Oscarson?
Nope, I hardly even knew the guy.
What's your opinion on Anderson, the police commissary?
Seems like a reasonable man to me. But then again, I tend not to be involved in, crime.
Yeah, right.
Hush, boy.
What's your opinion on Stina Ruth, the councilwoman?
A politician? Me and those kinds of people run in quite different circles, to say the least.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Yep, I work with her from time to time. Some of my handiwork can be seen in her exhibitions.
Ah, they got some robots in there.
Yeah, I assembled them from parts I found in the junkyard. Or the bot cemetery, as I like to call it. Sometimes I feel more like an archaeologist than a mechanic.
Got it. So, do you have any idea who killed Maya?
Ooh, I got a theory.
No, Nyssa, it wasn't the big war robot in the main exhibition.
Why not? That thing is huge. It could easily rip people to pieces, or buildings for that matter.
I know because I built it, Nyssa. It's totally harmless.
I don't buy it, Pops. It's got red eyes. That's a telltale sign of a bot turned evil.
What I wanted to say was that Maya could be a little odd, but I have no reason to believe anyone would want to kill her.
Pops calling others odd. Now that's a joke that requires no punchline.
Walter, try to focus on the subject matter, please. What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
Quirky guy, but he means well. Sometimes he asks me to come over and help with the kids.
Oh yeah? Help how?
Usually by playing doctor and patient with Nyssa. It helps calm down the little ones.
Ah, that's clever. So, what can you tell me about yourself?
Me? Oh, well, what you see is what you get.
A crazy old fart with chronic coffee breath?
Oh, quiet, you little rascal. What I am is a tinkerer, a craftsman, a father of machines. I cherish building